working your way down onto the mat, taking that nice long stretch, reaching those hands as far forward as you can. Just going to take a few deep breaths in and out here. In and out. Now let's walk the hands forward as we lift the bum up towards the ceiling. So walking those hands forward. Thinking about the chest dropping down towards the mat. You could place your forehead down onto the mat here. We'll take a few more deep breaths in and out as we that feeling of our chest dropping down towards the ground. Still reaching the hands as far forward as you can. Alright, we're going to take our right hand now, feed it under the left and look out to those fingertips. And we're just going to hold this position for a moment here. Taking a few breaths in and out. Bringing the hand back up in line with your left hand. And now our left hand is going to go under the right and we're going to look out to those fingertips and hold here. Beautiful. Keep holding here. So reaching that other hand as far forward as you can. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bringing that hand back up and in line as we slowly walk the fingertips back down, dropping our bum back to our heels, back into that child's pose position. Alright, we're going to lift up onto our hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip distance apart, under the hips. Happy cat, drop the tummy down, look up the wall, up to the ceiling. And angry cat, around that spine, look through to your knees. Push your upper back up towards the ceiling. Dropping the tummy down, looking up. Around the spine, look through to your knees. Pushing your upper back up to the ceiling through angry cat. Keep going here. Finding your own pace and rhythm. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing back into your child's pose, taking that nice long stretch. We're going to move into pigeon from here. So you have two ways of getting into your pigeon. You can come up onto all fours, slide one knee forward, slide the other knee back, or come through a pike where you tuck the toes, lift the bum up to the ceiling, and drop one knee down in between your hands. Then drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, and we'll slide into our preferred position, whether that's hands, forearms, head, or for some people bringing their body down will give them a really nice stretch as well. So just find what works best for you here. Now, a few little adjustments that you can make to get more out of this stretch is we can slide that back leg back a little bit further. So we sink a little bit more into that hip flexor. And then to get more of a stretch through the glute, we can always grab hold of our foot, pulling it out on more of an angle and sinking down. So we're going to hold this position for our 60 seconds. And with each breath out, we're going to think about sinking deeper into our hip so we can feel that stretch just a little bit more intense. So allowing the body to become a bit heavier as you drop further down towards the mat. Now at any stage, if it does feel like it's a bit too much, you can always come out of the stretch for a moment by pulling off to the side and then coming back over. We've got another 20 seconds to go. and 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push your hands into the mat. Now either come back to all fours or come through your pike. If you're coming through pike, tuck your back toe, lift, and swap sides. Drop the other knee down, drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, and just shift a little bit more into that stretch if you feel like you need to. Take that back leg back a little bit further or create more of an angle with your front foot, sliding into your preferred position, whether that's hands, forearms, forehead, or body down onto the mat. And we've got 60 seconds. With each breath out, we're going to sink deeper into that hip. Allowing your body just to become that little bit heavier, dropping further down towards the mat. We've got 30 seconds to go. See if you can just drop a little bit deeper into that stretch. And 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing the hands into the mat. Either coming back to all fours or back through your pike. If you're coming through pike, lift up and then gently drop the knees down to the mat. We're all going to push back into child's pose. Taking that nice long stretch again, reaching those hands as far forward as you can. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up onto your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip distance apart under the hips. Right hand comes up behind our head. We're going to look up to the ceiling and then bring our elbow to kiss our other elbow. Lift and elbow to elbow. Lift, elbow to elbow. When we lift, let's really look up to the ceiling. Try and get as much of a stretch here as we can before coming back down. 3 more and then we'll swap sides. 2 more. And last one. Let's swap sides. Left hand comes up behind the head. Lift, looking up to the ceiling. Elbow to elbow. Lift, elbow to elbow. Lift, elbow to elbow. Lift, elbow to elbow. 3 more. 2. And last one. Beautiful. Dropping down, pushing back into your child's pose again. Reaching those hands as far forward as you can. A nice long stretch again through the spine. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to move up into our pike. So tuck those toes, push the bum up to the ceiling. Now let's think about our chest coming further towards our legs and our heels dropping down towards the mat. We'll now cycle those legs, so drop one knee in, drop the opposite heel, and switch. Drop one knee in and drop the opposite heel. Switch. And switch. And switch. If you'd like to massage out the front of the foot, next time the knee comes in, roll over onto the front of the foot, and then back and switch. And switch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to pop our right foot in between our hands. So you can take a couple of steps or one big leap to pop that right foot in between the hands. Beautiful. Drop the back knee down and we're going to come up like so. Okay, so we're going to move into our forward lunge, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently today. So bring your hands to your knee. Now if you find you're a bit wobbly here, this is a perfect time to grab a chair or like a roller or something like that just to help balance. Okay, but if you're feeling pretty good, just keep your hands on your leg. Now we're going to shift forward into our forward lunge. We've got our right leg in front, which means we're going to release our left hand. Our left hand is going to come up to the ceiling and then over to the right. Okay, so if you feel like you just need that bit of extra balance, you're just going to hold something with that right hand. And I'll just show you what this looks like from a front view. So arm up and then over, and then we sink forward into that lunge. So we're still dropping those hips forward. Beautiful, that's it. Now I know this one might not feel super comfortable, but it's a really, really good stretch for our hip flexors. All right, we're going to hold for another 10 seconds and then we're going to release and come back down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Drop the arm down for a moment. Take a second, and then we're going to shift forward again. So when you're ready, dropping forward into that lunge, left arm comes up and overhead, and over to the right. And we'll hold here. Beautiful, that's it. Keep holding here. Another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both hands down to the mat. Walk the hands back, straightening out the right leg. Okay, so from here, you may already feel quite an intense stretch, but if not, we're going to point the toes up towards the ceiling or even back further towards your nose. Now, if you can grab hold of the toes with your right fingertips or just bring both hands to the mat. Okay, so we're leaving our bum up off our heel at this stage and we're thinking about keeping a rounded spine. So our chest is dropping further down towards the leg. If you feel like you still need something just to help balance, you can always grab something like the chair or a roller and lean into that. All right, we're holding for another 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming forward, bringing your hands back to the mat. We tuck the back toe, lift the knee, and then take that right foot back, and we're back into pike. Let's jump the left foot forward now. So either a few steps or one big step. Drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes, coming up. Hands onto the leg. We shift forward into our lunge. Release the right hand, lift it up to the ceiling, and we go over to the left this time. Beautiful, let's hold here. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into the hip. We'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and release, coming back up. All right, we'll do that once more. So when you're ready, shifting forward into the lunge, arm comes up and over, and we hold. As we breathe out, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Holding for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both hands to the mat. Walk them back, straightening out the left leg now. Let's point the toes up to the ceiling if you can, or even further back towards your nose, or grab hold of the toes with your fingertips. We're going to try and stay with that rounded spine here, so just allowing that right hand to help balance you and keep rounding through the spine as your chest drops further down towards the mat. Beautiful, keep holding here. Another 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming forward. Hands to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift the back knees, lift with that leg coming back into pike, and then gently drop the knees down to the mat, pushing back into child's pose. Beautiful. So our our next stretch is we're going to be coming up onto our knees. Now, if you want to come lengthways on your mat, you can. We take the right leg long. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And we're trying to keep our foot flat on the mat here as well. So hopefully you'll be starting to feel a bit of a stretch on the inside of that right leg. Now we're going to move through the stretch. So hands to the mat. We're going to shift the body weight forward over the wrists, giving the wrists a bit of a stretch out while we're here. And then hinge the bum right back to the heel. Coming forward and then hinge the bum right back to the heel. Beautiful, that's it. And then just finding your own pace here, coming forward and back. Beautiful, that's it. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now holding here, we're going to lift the right hand up to the ceiling. Looking up to the ceiling, opening up through the chest. Now I'm going to thread the needle, but I don't want you to force this, okay? I just want you to rest your arm to wherever it rests to. So thread the needle, and then just rest your arm down to wherever it comes to. So just not forcing it. And we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Once more, lift. Looking up to the ceiling, and thread. If you want to bend the elbow here a little bit here, you can as well. All right, we're going to swap hands before we swap legs. So now our left hand's going to come up. Now it won't come up as far. We'll just bring it up as high as it can go without forcing. And then thread. Now this side should feel nice. Be able to get that arm down a little bit lower. If not, right down onto the mat. And we'll just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once again, lift. Bringing the arm up just as high as it can go. And then thread. See if you can rest that shoulder onto the mat. You probably need to bend the right arm here as well. Beautiful. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. All right, now we're going to swap legs. So bring the left leg out now. Out to the side. Hands come back down to the mat. Your left foot is hopefully flat on the mat there. And we're going to shift our body weight forward, stretching out the wrists. And then bring your bum back to your heel. Forward and back. Forward and back. Beautiful, that's it. Keep going here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right. Left hand toe this time comes up to the ceiling, opening up through the chest, looking up. And then we thread, but we're not going to force the arm down. So just find that position where it just naturally sits without forcing. You can bend your right elbow here a little bit as well. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift, looking up to the ceiling. And thread. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swapping hands. Left hand comes up, won't come up as far. Let's bring it up as high as you can without forcing it. And then thread. See if you can rest your shoulder down onto the mat and give that left elbow a nice bend to help get that down. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and thread. Resting it down. Beautiful. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Bring that leg back in, shuffle back around, lengthways on your mat, into child's pose. All right, let's work our way back to a seated position now. So we can cross the feet over, walk the hands back, flip over onto the bum, or however you would like to get there. And we're going to move into spine stretch. So I'm going to take everyone through spine stretch, but if you know what you're doing, just jump straight into it. But I'm just going to explain it for everybody else. So we're going to take the legs out as wide as we can. We want to sit up nice and tall through the spine here. So if your legs are out long and you're rounding the spine, you can't quite get that height, let's bend the knees or pop a pillow under your bum. And that gives you a nice extra bit of height in the spine. Arms are going to come down to the mat. Our toes are facing up to the ceiling. Chin to chest, round through the spine, push forward, pulse 1, 2, and 3. Back up tall. Chin to chest, round the spine, forward 1, 2, 3. Back up tall. Chin to chest, round, forward 1, 2, 3. Back up tall. Let's keep going here. Chin to chest, round the spine. 1, 2, 3. Back up tall. Making sure those toes are still pointing up to the ceiling so we're stretching through the hamstrings at the same time. And 3 more. See if you can get those fingertips just a little bit further with each pulse. 2. Last one. And coming back up tall. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to work on our hold. So, keeping in that spine stretch position with the legs out wide, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to place our forearms down towards the mat. Now, don't stress if those elbows aren't coming down to the mat. That is very, very normal. It's just the feeling of our elbows dropping down. Now, a really nice alternative here as well is to pop a pillow in front of you, dropping your forearms down in front like so. Okay, and then you can just, that feeling of every time you breathe out, the forearms drop down into that pillow. Okay, we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. With each breath out, we want to think about dropping down a little bit further. Now, if you're anything like me, especially in the morning, this stretch feels a lot different to when we do it in the evening. So if you're noticing a difference, it's probably just because you haven't been moving your body too much this morning. I can usually get my elbows down in an evening stretch class, but I cannot do it in a morning stretch class. All right, we've got 10 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Restack the spine. Bring those legs back in together. Pop that pillow off to the side. Beautiful. All right, we're going to work our way down to the mat now. So grab hold of your right knee and then drop your spine down onto the mat, hugging that right knee into your chest. Okay, from here, with each breath out, see if you can bring that knee in just a little bit closer into your chest. And we've got our right knee, which means in a moment we're going to drop the right knee out to the right side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the right knee out to the right. Now it's up to you. You can hold with both hands or you can release your left hand and just hold with your right, whatever you find most comfortable. And while we're here, with that right foot, let's draw some little circles. With the toes, just drawing some little circles here. All right, let's reverse those circles back the other way. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand is going to grab the right knee. Release the right hand down and we pull the knee over the body, creating our spine twist. Now our gaze here can stay up to the ceiling, or if you can, try and bring it off to the right. Now what we're going to aim to do here is create as much space here between our right shoulder and our right knee as we can. So we want that feeling of them both dropping down towards the mat. Now it's okay if they're not touching the mat. It's just that feeling of them dropping down. So we're creating more of that spine twist. Now we're going to hold this one for 60 seconds just to allow those muscles to release a little bit more. And same with all of our other stretches, with each breath out is when we allow that shoulder to drop further down and our knee to drop further down, and just release that little bit more. Beautiful, keep holding here. Doing well. Hold for another 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow, rolling back over onto your back. Take the right leg long. And let's do all of that with the left leg. So tuck that left knee into your chest. With each breath out, just hug it in a little bit tighter. And in a moment, we're going to drop the left knee out to the left in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping out to the left. You can hold with both hands or release the right hand. And let's draw some circles with our left toes. Beautiful, that's it. And reverse those circles back the other way. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand to the left knee. Pull over the body. Dropping that knee down towards the mat. Our gaze either stays up to the ceiling or off to the left, and we're thinking about the shoulder and the knee dropping down towards the mat. You may find that you can see some inconsistencies from one side to the other. I certainly do. I find one side a lot harder to get into than the other side. So we've got 60 seconds here again. Just going to allow the body just to release and relax into this position a little bit more. With each breath out, allow the knee to drop down, the shoulder to drop down. Doing well. Let's keep holding for another 20 seconds. And 10. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rolling over onto your back, taking both legs long. Let's bring both arms overhead and just take a really nice long stretch. So, excuse me, sorry, we're going to reach the fingertips to the wall behind, reach the toes to the wall in front of you, just trying to stretch your body out as much as you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hands down by your waistband and place your feet into the mat, knees up to the ceiling. Okay, let's push the back of the waistband down into the mat so you can't get your hand under your lower back, and let the light in so you can get your hand under your lower back. Push the light out, no gap, let the light in, there's a gap. So we're just going to go through that really small rocking motion with our pelvis. So that's just our pelvis pushing back and forward. Leave the hands down by your side here. So we're going to move into our 3 hip bridges that we've been doing lately. Yes, we're going to be working the glutes in these ones, But the reason for these movements is we want to give the hip flexors a really good stretch out here as well. So next time you push the back of the waistband down into the mat, we're going to really slowly lift the hips up to the ceiling. And we're going to lift them up as high as we possibly can, squeezing those glutes to get them up that little bit higher, and then slowly dropping down. We're going to allow every part of our t-shirt to drop down onto the mat. So we're still pushing the back of the waistband down to the mat. Our bum fully hits the ground, and then we let that light back in. So we push the light out. Hips come up, squeeze the glutes. Get those hips up as high as you can and slowly come back down, allowing every part of your spine to touch the mat. Pushing the back of the waistband down, bum hits the ground, and then we let the light in. Once more, pushing the light out. Hips come up. Squeeze at the top, get those hips up as high as you can. And slowly, slowly dropping back down. Nice and slow, pushing the back of the waistband down into the mat. Let the light in once your bum is fully on the ground. Beautiful. Walk the feet to either side of your mat now. Rock the knees down to the right, look over your left shoulder. And then knees go down to the left, look over your right shoulder. So we're in our wide knee rock here, rocking those knees from side to side. Just see how far you can get your knees down onto the mat. Beautiful, that's it. Just looking over the opposite shoulder. Beautiful. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last ones each side. All right, lift the knees back up to the ceiling. Use one or both knees to rock yourself back up to a seated position. Just taking your time. We're going to come into our zigzag sit with our right leg in front, left leg down by our side. Now, if anyone isn't finding this super comfortable today, just give me a wave and we'll just do a different position with the legs. But I think, is everybody good? Yeah? Beautiful. Arms come out to a T. Our right forearm is going to come down to the mat. Rainbow that left arm over. Left hand comes down, rainbow the right arm over. So unless you've got some really good flexibility here, you'll probably only be able to get the right forearm down, not so much the left forearm. So I really want you to find that stretch here. Sink into that stretch before moving to the other side. So you feel it down the side of your body and then move to the other side. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last ones each side to just even yourself out. All right, from here, our right hand is going to come right to the back of the mat, so further back than your bum. Left palm faces up. We're going to push the hips forward, and our gaze is always going to follow our left fingertips as we take them behind, looking back to the wall behind, and drop back down. Lift, look to the wall behind, look to the fingertips, and drop back down. Beautiful. So that hand is back further behind. Lift, push the hips forward, look to the wall behind, and drop back down. Beautiful. So this is another really nice one for those hip flexors. 3 more. Beautiful. 2. And last one. Lift and dropping back down. Nice work. All right, before we swap sides, we're going to bring our hands to the right. Okay, we're going to walk them down away from the body, reaching them down as far as we can. Now, if you can, you can place your forehead onto the mat or just support your head between your arms, or even if you've got a pillow, you could always pop your forehead down into the pillow, reaching those hands as far forward as you can. We're going to hold this one for about 30 seconds. Just with each breath out, just allow your body to relax a little bit deeper into the stretch, reaching the fingertips further away or dropping your chest a little bit further down to the mat. We'll hold for another 10. 3, 2, and 1. Walking the hands back up. And before we swap sides, we're going to bring the hands over the left. So this side's probably not going to feel super comfortable. So reaching the hands down to the mat if you can, or even if it's just on the leg, that's absolutely fine. With each breath out, we're just going to think about getting the fingertips a little bit further away from the body. Keep holding here. So we're over our left leg. Holding for another, what are we up to? Another 15 seconds. Beautiful, that's it. Keep holding here. I know it's not super comfortable. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up. Let's swap those legs around now. So left leg in front, right leg down by our side. Arms come out to a T. Left forearm comes down to the mat, rainbow the right arm over, and back the other way. And down. Really sinking into that stretch before moving to the other side. Three more each way. 2. And last ones each side. All right, left hand comes right to the back of the mat now. Right palm is facing up. Push those hips forward as you wrangle the arm back behind, dropping back down. Beautiful, that's it. Lift, push the hips forward, arm goes back, look to the fingertips that go behind, and back down. Lift, and back down. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Dropping back down. Nice work. Hands come to the left. We're going to walk or slide those fingertips down away from the body. Of course, if you've got that pillow, if you want to pop the pillow to rest your head into, you can. Let's just sink into this position. With each breath out, just reaching the fingertips a little bit further away or dropping your chest just a little bit closer down towards the mat. "15 seconds to go." And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. All right, hands come over the right now. So over that right leg. With each breath out, let's try and get those fingertips just a little bit further. I know it's not the most comfortable. We've got 20 seconds to go. And get those fingertips just a little bit further. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Let's cross the feet over. Give the neck and shoulders a nice little stretch out. Last few minutes of class. All right, bring your chin to chest. Take your head all the way back. You're more than welcome to close your eyes through the next little bit as well. Chin to chest, head all the way back. All right, bringing your head back up. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. Okay, let's move into our head circles. Bring your chin down to your chest, all the way around to the right, all the way back, around to the left, chin to chest, and we reverse. Around to the left, all the way back, around to the right, chin to chest, and reverse. Let's do one more in each direction. And then bringing your head back up. Right hand is going to come over our left ear. Point the head down to the right. Let's create as much space between the left earlobe and left shoulder as we can. You can always drop the hand down to the mat here. And let's slowly move through this stretch. So we're slowly going to rotate our chin down towards our chest. Just feeling that stretch in different parts of the neck. And then once you've found that you've gone as far as you can go, slowly coming back up. Beautiful. We'll do that once more. And I hope you guys don't mind. We might run a minute or so over. But if you've got to go, I will speak to you soon. Let's swap sides. Left hand over the right ear, pulling the head down to the left. Slowly rotating the chin down towards the chest. And head comes all the way back up. Just remembering that we're keeping as much space between the shoulder and the earlobe as we can. Once more, rotating the head all the way down. Come down as far as you can go. And slowly coming back up. Bringing the head back up, we're going to place our hands on our chest. Just apply a light amount of pressure here. It's like we're just holding the base of the muscle down. We're going to take the head all the way back and then take it off to the right. So you should feel a really good stretch down the left side of your neck here. And let's hold here. If you feel like you can get a bit more from the stretch, you can always just apply a little bit more pressure to the base of the muscle and take the head a little bit further back. Holding for another 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your head back up. Head all the way back and off to the left now. Stretch should be down the right side of the neck. Holding for another 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Give those shoulders a nice little roll out. And we're all done. And take your time getting up.